Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. You just watched the Knicks pull off an upset victory over the Houston Rockets. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't think any of us expected that tonight, but it happened. So we definitely got to get down and dirty and get the business on this one right here, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks with a big win over the Houston Rockets. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live. Drop a video. And here you go. As you see Elfrid Payton give it off to Mitchell Robinson. The Knicks were down early, but they came back. James Harden knocks down that free throw to make it 18-17 Houston Rockets. The Knicks kept fighting. Frank Ntilikina, he brings the ball up the floor, gives it to Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson to R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett finds Mitchell Robinson for the alley-oop dunk. The Knicks go up 19-18. All right, as you see R.J. Barrett looking on, James Harden got the ball. All right, he's going to do his thing up top. Gets it to Eric Gordon, who misses the three, makes the three, misses the three, whatever, 38-31, Knicks up 7. Bobby Portis knocks down a 3. Bobby Portis had a decent night tonight. 46-34, the Knicks up by 12. They get the ball out. Wayne Ellington knocks down the 3. Wayne Ellington had a good night tonight for the Knicks as well, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. R.J. Barrett inside. R.J. Barrett was the man tonight, though, as he knocks down that right-handed floater. He was definitely the man tonight, no doubt about that. As you see it again, so nice we show it twice. R.J. Barrett knocks down the floater with the right hand and gets fouled. The Knicks up 15 points. Elfrid Payton, he goes in the lane. He lays it in. Swiss cheese defense in that third quarter by the Houston Rockets. 87-80 by the Knicks. 87. The Knicks up 17, 87-70. Elfrid Payton finds Mitchell Robinson on the alley-oop. The Knicks up 95-79. The Knicks get into the fourth quarter. Still got the lead. 103-101. Wayne Ellington knocks down a 3. It was much needed by the Knicks right there. All right, they had to keep it within the 2 possessions. 120-115. Russell Westbrook, he goes inside. He finds whoever, but it didn't matter because Julius Randle got the big block, and usually Julius Randle doesn't get those blocks. He got that block over P.J. Tucker, and the Knicks pull off a win versus the Houston Rockets, ladies and gentlemen. And those highlights kind of cut off on me abruptly, but it is what it is. It's cool. We'll take it because the Knicks pulled out a nice win. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at the matchups for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and the way it went down. You didn't get to see everything in those highlights. I thought it was going to show everything, but it didn't get to show you everything. Didn't matter, though. Doesn't matter because you seen what R.J. Barrett did down the stretch as he hit the big shot down the stretch. You seen Frank Ntilikina bottle up R.J. Barrett down the stretch of the game. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to take a look at those right here, ladies and gentlemen, because, you know, it was big time, man. It was big time down the stretch of the game. And the Knicks, you know, they played some real basketball down the stretch of the game. As you see right here, since they didn't want to show the full highlights, I'm going to show it to you anyway. As you're going to see, the Knicks inbound the basketball. Westbrook get bottled up by Frank Ntilikina. Misses the jump shot, and the Knicks run away with the victory, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very good defense by Frank Ntilikina there. Very, very good team win by the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? All the way around, the Knicks played a good basketball game. Anyone who's upset with tonight can't be upset. You want to know why you can't be upset, ladies and gentlemen? Because they did everything the right way. You know, everyone talks about the Knicks got to play the young guys. Well, guess what? Down the stretch of the game, it was the young guys who played. Frank Ntilikina, R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson. You're going to see right here, R.J. Barrett. He's going to go and win the game for the Knicks. Not win the game. The Knicks were already up. But this was a big bucket. A monster bucket by R.J. Barrett. Let you know what he's made of. You see it one more time as he goes to the basket, lays it in off the glass. Big bucket by R.J. Barrett to put the Knicks up by 3. And he preserved that victory for the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? You can't complain too much about this win by the Knicks. There's going to be some people who do. But you can't complain too much about this win. This was a good win by the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Good win by the Knicks. Join me. I want you to join me. Jump into the whereby.com/NBK. You can call me 516-405-2246. I want to hear your thoughts on this win by the New York Knicks. I thought it was a good one. All right, we're going to get into a lot of stuff tonight. We'll talk about Leon Rose, his direction for the team. Get everybody's opinions there. We'll talk about this win tonight. A lot of stuff to talk about. Take a look at the matchups for this game. And for those of you who missed it, man, I called the game. I was on all night long on Sportscaster. I called the game on Sportscaster, so make sure that you join me the next time. The Knicks had 65 rebounds tonight. Remember, the Houston Rockets play small, right? Their tallest guy is about 6'8". Tallest guy is about 6'8" on the floor. They play small, so the Knicks dominated on the glass. Right, the Knicks had 65 rebounds tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rockets 34. I mean, they out-rebounded them by 31. They were plus 31 on the boards. That's crazy. All right, that's crazy. Crazy, just straight up out-rebounded them tonight. The Knicks had 26 assists, 6 steals, 7 blocks, 17 turnovers. The Rockets, 34 rebounds. Like I said, they had 25 assists, 11 steals, 5 blocks, and 12 turnovers. The Knicks shot 48.5% from the field, and they shot 40% from the three-point line. All right, they were 57% by half, the Knicks were. It went down to 40%, but still, they shot well from the three-point line. They shot 30 of them tonight. They were 12 for 30. All right, they were 63.3% from that foul line, and the foul line almost snuck up and got them. Right? The foul line almost snuck up and got them, but they managed to pull it out. Not R.J. Barrett. Julius Randle missed a big one down the stretch, but R.J. Barrett saved them. Houston Rockets were 92.6% from the free throw line. They shot 35.7% from the stripe, from the arc, and they shot 41.5% from the field. All right, good win by the Knicks. Good win by the Knicks. Let's take a look at the box scores, but before I do that, I just want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel. All right, ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. And also, hit that like button. Yeah, hit that like button. You like what you see? Smash that like button. You know what I'm saying? It's the best way to get this, get this show out to everybody. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the box scores on tonight. For the Houston Rockets, you see, Robert Covington, he had 20 points for the Houston Rockets. He was 7 for 14 from the field. He also had 13 rebounds. Daniel House Jr., he had 20 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. P.J. Tucker, he had no points. James Harden, he had 35 points. He didn't really shoot well tonight. He even missed a gimme layup. He didn't shoot well tonight. He shot 36.4% from the field. He had 8 assists. Russell Westbrook had 24 points. He was 9 for 19 from the field. 1 monster dunk. That was a crazy dunk. Big monster dunk. He had 9 rebounds on tonight. Eric Gordon had 11 points. Ben McLemore had 9 points. Jeff Green, he had 4 points on the night. Now let's take a look at the Knicks. The Knicks had balanced scoring all night long, ladies and gentlemen. All night long. They were led by R.J. Barrett. He was 10 for 18 from the field. He also had 5 rebounds. He also had 5 assists. All right, he had 27 points on the night. Big game from R.J. Barrett. And, of course, he had the big buckets. Big buckets. Big bucket to secure this win for the New York Knicks. 27 points by R.J. Barrett. Next in line was Julius Randle. He had 16 points, 16 rebounds, and 4 assists. Mo Harkless had 11 rebounds. Taj Gibson had 11 points and 6 rebounds. Taj Gibson had 8 points and 10 rebounds. Elfrid Payton had 4 points. Little over dribbling by Elfrid Payton tonight. Did a lot of over dribbling tonight. Elfrid Payton had 4 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. All right, Mitchell Roberts had 12 points, 13 rebounds. Frank Ntilikina, some big shots, played some big defense down the stretch of the game on Russell Westbrook. Frank Ntilikina, he had 11 points and 4 assists. Kevin Knox had 6 points. Bobby Portis had 15 points and 5 rebounds. And Wayne Ellington had 15 points and 3 rebounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in double digits for the New York Knicks tonight. 7 people in double digits for the Knicks tonight. Really, really good game. An overall team win. Overall team win for tonight. You know what I mean? So that's the recap of the game. Now let's get some analysis. Let's get some analysis and some reactions. I got some guys that's here in the video chat. Light just jumped in the video chat, man. And I said, this is the kind of game that you want. You know, Frank Ntilikina, Mitchell Robinson, R.J. Barrett, they played down the stretch. They won the game for you down the stretch. Don't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get no better than that. Light, what's going on with you, man?
What's good with you, man?
I'm good, man. I feel good, man. This was a nice win by the Knicks tonight.
You got that right. This is the kind of days that feel good to be a Knicks fan.
Exactly. Feel good to be a Knicks fan tonight. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
for real. Watching Westbrook run off the court like that, looking like the Pistons when the Bulls beat him. That made me too happy because he was talking cash when he got that dunk.
Oh my god!
Like he was about to shut something down.
Yo, that dunk was mean though. I got to give it to him. That dunk was mean, but the Knicks, they did a good job.
But, you know,
they did a good job. You know, the dunk was mean. Got the crowd, hype. They did a good job to say, okay, all right, we're gonna weather through it though, and then they fought through it.
Yeah, I give Mike Miller points, man. He was real timely with his timeouts, and it seemed like he was doing his best to keep the game within hand. Because when you're playing against the Rockets at any given time, they can cut your lead, and they proved that a few times tonight. They can cut your lead before you blink your eyes. You're like, what happened? I thought I was up 20, now you down, and you don't know what happened. So, Coach definitely showed out for his new boss tonight.
Definitely, without a doubt. And look, the Rockets, they can do it quick in a hurry, man. A couple of quick shots and boom, the game is different. You know what I'm saying? They do it quick in a hurry. You know what I mean? But the Knicks did a good job fighting and battling and finding ways to pull it out, even though they blew a 21-point lead. You know what I mean? I'm okay though. I can deal with it.
I don't like saying that they blew it though, because you knew events. If we learned anything watching the team this year, it's a game of runs, and you knew that a run was coming. You knew it was coming. Yeah. And I got, like I said, you got to give them props for sticking with it and not getting too high up and too far down. Right. Something Fizz used to say all the time. But
right. Nah, I mean, definitely. You knew that run was coming, and you knew the Rockets. Listen, the Rockets are playing for playoff positioning. You know what I'm saying? Playoff position. So you knew they wasn't just going to stand still and say, hold up, we just going to get blown out by the Knicks. No, they were going to come and fight. Yeah. You know what I mean? And try to get it back. But the Knicks were able to withhold it, man. They were able to withhold it.
Yeah. I think if anything tonight proved that this small ball might be like you said before, this small ball thing might be a real problem moving into the playoffs, because I firmly believe that's what gave us the advantage. They couldn't get rebounds. They couldn't do much of anything in the paint. They had to make their perimeter shots, and they started off so cold that it put them behind the 8 ball for the rest of the game.
Exactly. And the Knicks out rebounded them 65-34 or something like that.
See what I'm saying? And the playoffs is going to get tight. They're going to have to deal with that paint presence, and they're not going to have an answer for what do you do when you come up against the Lakers with Anthony Davis and JaVale McGee, and then they bringing in what's your boy name? The dude,
Dwight Howard.
I can't remember his name. Yeah, Dwight Howard, all them big. You ain't gonna be able to
exactly with that. Exactly. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
The 3-point, because if not, you might as well like Russell did.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely going to be tough for them to deal with. Savvy, you there?
I am here, Simeon.
What's going on with you, man? What's going on with you? How you feel about it? How you feel about the win tonight?
Savvy.
Lord. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen us play basketball like that in so long. I was acting a damn fool at the Duckies. Oh man, they was looking at me weird. Oh my goodness. First of all, can we just give it up one time for Headband Barrett? Oh
yes, sir.
Man, I love this kid. Headband Barrett
Yes, sir.
is real.
Headband Row.
He's here. He's real, and he's not for play. Don't let him drive that ball. Don't let him drive that ball. He's a great rim finisher. Okay, Mitchell Robinson was taking all the rebounds. Okay,
well, he should have.
Taj Gibson was looking like he was a fresh young buck. Okay, I'm in love with this team tonight. I want us to play like this. I want us to play like this every night. There's no reason why we can't do it.
Well, the only thing I say to that is, like, we're not going to be like this on the boards every night because, I mean, the Rockets are their tallest player is 6'8". You know what I'm saying? I mean, Robert Covington, tallest guy on the floor, Jeff Green. So it's not going to be like that every night.
That's true. But when you go up against a small ball lineup, you're expecting your bigs to eat. Yeah, our guards ate tonight. Okay. Yo, listen, Simeon, I saw
our guards are as big as some of their forwards, though.
I saw Frank Ntilikina throw up a three-pointer in coverage, and he hit the back of the rim. It didn't go in, but I loved it. You know why? Because he was confident in his shot. We had confidence tonight.
What you talking about? When he tried to pull Harden on Harden?
Yeah.
When he was at the top of the key, he went between the legs about 7-8 times and he pulled it 3. Yeah, I was excited over that.
Yeah.
I was excited over that. I was so hoping he made that shot.
I was hoping
I wanted it for him. I was over here praying for him.
Yeah.
But when he missed the shot, I was glad he took the shot. Cause I'm like, yes, shoot with confidence. Don't let these boys play.
He had a lot of confidence.
I'm sorry. Full disclosure, I'm trying my best not to cuss. I've been drinking a little bit.
Okay? Yeah, we can tell, man.
That's obvious. But
listen, Simeon, right? Yo, everybody was on fire tonight. Everybody was doing what they were supposed to do. In terms of team play, you want to know what I love to see? I love to see when it was the fourth quarter. I don't know who it was. I think it was Bobby Portis had the ball. And,
yo, what up, fellas?
And he gave it to Frank Ntilikina. And then Frank Ntilikina drove the ball.
What up, City for real? How you feeling?
And went on to be his point guard. So, and I'm like, I like it. They're respecting the point guard. They're respecting the kid. They're giving him his position, his respect to facilitate. And then he paid it forward later on in that fourth quarter. It was less than a minute left. RJ Barrett had the ball. He was dribbling it up the court. You saw that they had a little conversation there, and Frank just let RJ have it. He let the rook have it. I was like, yes, let Headband Barrett take this ball where it needs to go. And he took it where it needed to go. That's the kind of interplay, team trust that I'm looking for. That's the respect level I'm looking for. I need those guys on the floor to get them more off.
Well, the one thing this RJ Barrett and Frank Ntilikina, they got a natural connection already. You already know it. I'm gonna tell you what. RJ Barrett has already said he loves playing with Frank Ntilikina. Frank's not going anywhere. Frank ain't going nowhere. That's his boy. Nowhere. Frank Ntilikina is RJ's boy. Frank ain't going nowhere. He's gonna be around. You know what I'm saying? That's his dude. Sir. And they got a natural connection on the floor. They both can play decent defense, right? They work well together. RJ Barrett knows how to play that European type of game, right? Frank Ntilikina plays that type of game. I think they understand each other. They can speak French to each other, right?
Yes, sir.
So I think that, listen, Frank probably ain't. If RJ Barrett wants him there, Frank probably ain't gonna go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's his boy, and they play well together.
Frank to go nowhere.
Huh?
And you know what? I don't want Frank to go nowhere. I'm trying to keep that boy. Okay, I'm trying to keep them together. Julius Randle didn't freeze him out this game. When Isaiah pull up, make sure he gives him that respect. Okay, because I was one of the people too. I said it too. Randle doesn't pass the ball to RJ. That didn't happen tonight. RJ ate tonight.
I mean,
I love that for the youngin.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said the other night, I just figured, it's just part of the game. I mean, it happens. That's the way the game goes sometimes. And tonight, during the end of the game, they spread out. They gave RJ the ball, let him go left. He went left, laid it in to finish the game off, and that was that, man.
Mm-hmm. One more thing. I have to give props to Bobby Portis. He made timely shots. He was looking like he was supposed to look out there tonight. I haven't given him much light in my commentary during this season of Nothing But Knicks. And I wanna give that to him right now while I have it in my memory fresh. He made some threes for us when we needed some threes. And I'm happy with this team. It's a great day to be a Knicks fan.
Yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day. A win that we wasn't supposed to get, and we got one. We have 19 wins on the season. 19 wins.
Simeon,
you know what I'm saying?
One last
19
thing.
Wins.
If you remember a couple of streams ago, I predicted us losing this game and winning the game against Chicago.
Uh-huh.
And it happened the opposite way. We won this game and we lost to Chicago.
You said we lost to Chicago. We just beat Chicago.
Just go to Chicago. Huh?
What are you talking about? We just beat Chicago.
There was a team we played recently that I predicted us beating.
I know, but I'm just saying we just beat Chicago though.
Charlotte.
Yeah. Charlotte. I know you're a little tipsy right now, Savvy. Savvy's a little bit tipsy, so his memory is slipping. He don't got it all together. Let me get over here to Kevin, then I'm gonna get to City, then I'm gonna come to Evergreen. All right. I'm gonna let Savvy, get some water up in him or something like that. Kevin, what's going on, man?
What it is, man.
Chilling, brother.
That was a great game tonight, man. I was really, from the coaching staff to the to the players, man. That was a really, I got no complaints tonight, man. If there was one complaint, I just hated when Randall was spinning into a couple of the double teams. But other than that, everybody played their butts off.
Well, you're
tonight,
gonna get
man.
at least two of those a game from him. You already know that.
Yeah.
Two of those are coming. Hopefully he works on it in the offseason and learns to recognize, when he, that he can only do that spin in isolation. But two of them are coming every game.
Right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. But like I said, from the coaching staff, I liked what Miller did with going with Frank towards the end. I mean, Alfred had a good game. But to go with Frank against Westbrook, that was clutch right there. He came up clutch. All the Frank haters, they need to, keep quiet tonight. Don't say a word because he did his job tonight big time.
I mean, he had to go with Frank because Elfrid Payton, I felt earlier in the game, he was doing a little bit too much dribbling.
Yeah.
He was over dribbling a lot. If you notice in the first half, Coach took Elfrid Payton out.
Yeah,
Elfrid Payton was in the game. Well, Frank Ntilikina was in the game. Then Elfrid Payton came in for him. He turned the ball over a few times, and he didn't really turn the ball over. He just had some bad possessions. Took him out and put Frank back in the game.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about on Sunday. No, not yesterday. On Saturday, about how when Frank comes in, it just seems as though that he has that calmness, of running the offense, running the team pretty much, and then just brings it on defense. I was really, really happy for what he did. And tell me, the roof would have blown up if he would have stuck that 3 on James Harden when he did the step back.
Man, if he would have stuck that 3. If he would have stuck that, Joe, man, that would have been. I would have lost it. I was already, because I was live on Sportscaster during the game. I was already hyped. You know what I'm saying? That he stood out there. He was doing a little Harden thing on him anyway. I was already hyped over that. You know what I'm saying? But
what's amazing about Harden, man? He gets so many calls. But tonight it just seemed as though the refs weren't really going for it all that much. I mean, they weren't going for it for us either, but it just seems like every game, like the one we played in Houston, he was getting everything. But tonight, it just, it seemed like he was even kill a little bit. I just like the way the team came out and just executed. And I got to give Mike Miller props too. He coached his butt off. Now, I don't know. You could use the cliche of Leon Less being there, him and Scott Perry, being there, and giving a good impression, or whatever, just playing for their jobs, whatever you want to call that. But I just think they came out with with that fire, playing against Houston. Not to mention, I heard Harden was doing some clowning of us before the game anyway. When he was coming in through the subway and everything. So I'm glad that they. That we stepped up and got this win the way we did.
Yeah, like definitely. And about Leon Rose being there, I mean, I don't know, maybe he said something, maybe he spoke to him before the game or anything. I don't know that, Leon Rose being there is. I'm sure it's something, right? Just because there's a change that happened. Now you have a new, you have a new voice. You hear a new voice and stuff like that.
Right. A couple of things. Were you upset that they didn't have a press conference?
Not really.
Okay. All right.
Not really.
What did you think of what did you think of his response? I thought
what he said was good. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people say good things when they take over, but I thought what he said was good. I particularly like that he said, I'm going to play the background. And I'm going to play the background, and I'm going to evaluate the organization, which is the smart thing to do. You know what I'm saying? You had 22 games, 21 games for the remainder of the season. Play the background and evaluate. You know what I'm saying? And then see what's going on. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah. And I liked how he acknowledged Mike Miller. And the rest of the staff, thanking them for what they were doing. And like you said, just staying in the background and just evaluating. I liked what happened. I don't have a problem with them not having a press conference. I think what happened with Stout on ESPN, on First Take, that probably had something, to do with the thinking of, let's just not have this press conference and just just put this out. And then now I will say that towards the end of the season, when the season comes to an end, I would like to hear something from him, but I didn't have a problem with with them not having a press conference today. So
yeah. And listen, I'm sure he's going to, before it's over, he'll address the media. I'm pretty positive he's going to address the media. I think he's going. Maybe towards the end of the season, probably towards the end of the season, he'll address the media when he's, when they figured out what their plan is moving forward.
Right, because that's what people want is the plan. What's the plan supposed to be? Are we playing the young people? What's your draft? And the other thing also is I'm hearing how the scouts we don't even know who's going to be in the room when they're trying to make their pick for it in the draft. Who's going to be in the war room? So he's got to, get that all figured out and everything. So,
right. So
I do think that Perry's still going to be in the fold. So a lot of people is talking about they got to clean house. He has to clean house and everything. I think he's going to keep some holdovers over. So he has to.
There might, and I want to talk about that a little bit later too. Let me get to City for real. All right, see what's going on, my man City. Thank you for the super chat. You said looks like everyone came to play tonight. I would have to. Looks like everyone came to play tonight. I would have to with the mob boss in the building. Good job, Knicks. Keep doing what you're doing. The best Knicks channel in America. I appreciate that for real. But you said the mob boss in the building, so they had to come out and play. Obviously, you're talking about Leon Rose. He does look like a mob boss, but from what we hear from everybody, he seems like a pretty cool, respectful dude, though. But he looks like a mob boss for real.
He does, man. That's why I said, man, when the mob boss is in the building, everybody better show up.
Now they showed up. They showed up tonight. Played a good team game, man. Can't ask for anything more than what you got tonight. When you look at the minutes distribution tonight, it was pretty good. Pretty good minutes distribution for the guys, right? Looking at it tonight. Let me see. Mo Harkless played 29 minutes. Julius Randle 29 minutes. Taj Gibson 23. R.J. Barrett played 30. Elfrid Payton 19, Mitchell Robinson 24, Frank Ntilikina 28, Kevin Knox 16, Bobby Portis 18, Wayne Ellington 19. The only two guys that didn't play are Damian Dotson and Alonzo Trier.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Sam. Are you surprised Dot didn't see no action tonight? I'm surprised.
I think coach decided to put Wayne Ellington in, and Wayne Ellington was hitting, so he kept him in.
But see, I think I can't say I'm surprised. I think maybe it's just because of the way the flow of the game was going. Like, you know what I mean? It just kind of like went through a spell where we probably just, Ellington hit those shots, and that's probably shots Dot would have took if he was in the game. You know what I mean? It's the way I'm trying to look at it, like, but otherwise I don't think the flow of the game determined for him to get in there. Like, I like what I saw from Knox tonight.
Now here's the thing. I mean, Damian Dotson hasn't really played the last few games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's very hard. It's very hard. They're gonna have to listen. You gotta have a team of 12 players that deserve to play, and then 3 that don't deserve to play. You know what I'm saying? 3 that know is always going to be on the bench unless you really, really need them. Then 12 players where you have 2 guys that, they get spot minutes or something like that. And then you got 10 guys that definitely play. You know what I mean? Right now, the Knicks got a lot of guys, and you can argue for guys playing like Wayne Ellington. People like, don't put Wayne Ellington in the game, but then he has nights like this. Obviously, you want to see Damian Dotson. We all want to see Alonzo Trier. You know what I mean? And then the other guys that's playing deserve to get minutes as well. So, it's very hard. It's very hard. And, it very well could be one of the issues that, hurt the team this year from being, a little bit better than they are. The fact that there were, so many guys that had to play that the coaches couldn't really figure out who to play and get set on a rotation, with some of the stragglers out there on the bench. But it is what it is now. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try to ride out this season, and got 21 games left. Get as many wins as we can, in my opinion. I know people disagree with me, and people want to have the highest draft pick. I like to get wins. You know what I'm saying? So I want to try to get as many wins as we can to finish the season, because there is going to be a group of guys that come back, like it or not. Frank Ntilikina is probably coming back. R.J. Barrett's coming back. Mitchell Robinson's coming back. Julius Randle is coming back. And then maybe, Elfrid Payton is probably going to come back, the way that I'm thinking. So there's going to be a large group of these guys. Iggy is going to come back. A large group of these guys that come back. You say, I want to try to establish something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
So
how
when do you
many.
think-
I don't know how.
Hey,
I don't know how many and who Leon Rose is really gonna like and what he's gonna want to do. But I feel like there's gonna be a good number of these guys come back.
When do you think we call up? When you think we call up Iggy?
I don't know, man. I don't know if he gets called up this year. When does the G? Well, I mean, he doesn't really have to get called up because he's already got a contract to be on the team,
Right.
So he doesn't have to get called up. They just have to decide.
You know what I mean? I'm saying, like, when do you think? He had little spotty minutes or whatever. You know what I'm saying, in the beginning of the season and whatnot. But I mean, like, when do you think we'll see him permanently? Let's just say, like, sticking with the team.
I don't know, man.
Or do you see that even happening?
It may not even happen. Or I'm assuming the Westchester Knicks end before their season ends before the Knicks. So if their season ends earlier, then maybe he comes up. It may not happen though. It may not happen.
Right.
They may leave him down there for the remainder of this season, and then because where are you gonna fit him in? I mean, I know you could say, well, just don't play somebody and play Iggy. But realistically, unless some people get hurt, where are you going to fit him in?
No, I say leave him down there, and then next year, if we get rid of a couple of vets or something like that, like, you know what I'm saying, then have them try to earn a spot with whoever else they bring in and have them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah.
Trials and tribulations, have them ball out and earn a spot or whatever, you know?
I mean, I would like to see him, get up here and play, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. And then I seen somebody in the chat, Positive Direction said, "I want Wooten." Well, you can forget about that because Wooten went to surgery, so like he won't be. He's done for the remainder of the season, so he definitely won't be coming up because he went to surgery. Right, he had surgery on his hand, so he won't be coming up. A big shout out to Chester Chetnik Nason. He said, "Does Randall watch game tape? The spin move has to go. The spin move definitely. Well, it has to go in certain situations, right? When there's 5 people around him, no spin move. If it's just him and one player, do the spin move all you want if it's there. But the thing is that he moves so fast. He doesn't. I don't know if he has good peripheral vision.
He overspinning himself.
I mean, like, this is the thing. He doesn't really have good peripheral vision, and sometimes I don't get to feel like. All right, if you play a lot of basketball, you kind of have a feeling where you are on the floor. And so you know, and you can feel who's around you. And if there's people around you, I don't think he has that feel. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I don't think he has that feel for the game, that kind of a feel for the game. He's just kind of like, I'm going to get it and I'm going to go. My daughter is kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? But now, to her credit, she didn't start playing basketball until the 9th grade. You know what I'm saying? So she has a lot of basketball to learn. But sometimes she'll go and she'll barrel into the basket and, and it'll be 3 people out there and she gets the ball up too late to actually kick it out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? She's learning, but that's what it's kind of like with Julius. He did a good job tonight, though. He did a good job with it tonight. He had a couple of spin moves where he turned the ball over, but he did a good job. Another thing that I want to see from Julius Randle is learning the spacing, right? Like his spacing is not good. Just understand, okay, if this guy drove, I'm going to get out to the short corner or maybe even deeper than the short corner so that I can, spread the floor to open up the lanes because his spacing isn't always good. He sees a guy drive to the basket and he comes in behind him to either get the dip off or to try to get the rebound, and it clogs up the spacing sometimes. Now,
can we see him? Can we see him get the ball out faster? Recognize those double teams before they come. Like, you know what I'm saying? Play into them. Where, when you know you got the mismatch, play into it because you know it's going to come. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get that ball out just a hair or two faster, man.
That's exactly a hair. Like, it's just like a split second too late.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And a split second too late all the time. You know what I mean? And who was it on there? Greg Daddy, you said, just say it, Sim, no awareness. That's what I'm saying, no awareness. He doesn't have good court awareness. You know what I'm saying, around him. He's the kind of guy you got to get him the ball with a straight line to the basket and just say, hey, go for it. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't have that, a lot. He has some awareness. He does have. He can see some people cutting to the basket, but sometimes he gets it there late. Sometimes he gets it on time. A lot of times it's late. But let me get to my man Evergreen. Evergreen. I just want to. I'm gonna try to get on the phone with you tonight after this too. All right.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, man. So what's going on, man? How you feel about tonight's game, man?
Man, listen, I already told you, man. I was only expecting 18 wins. I mean, we had 19 right now. And then even after that 18, or even after the 17 wins, I said, I think we might be able to win 7 games throughout the rest of the season. We lost that Charlotte game. That was one of the games I was counting, and I was actually counting this Houston game as a loss. So with the Chicago win the other day and this Houston win, we right on point with my prediction. So again, but I'm happy because we got more than 18 wins. So like I told y'all before, man, I'm a happy camper right now. We can lose the rest of the games throughout the rest of the season. I'm a happy camper, and I almost feel like I need to keep saying that, because if I keep saying that, maybe we'll just so happen to keep winning games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We'll just so happen to keep on winning games. So. Yeah. I was pleased with everybody. A lot of people were jumping down Julius Randle's throat because of the same mistakes that he's doing with the little spin move and all that. But let's be real. Like, RJ had 3 turnovers too. Elfrid Payton had 3 turnovers too. And their job is was the facilitators. Especially Elfrid Payton, but his 3 turnovers were early. So let's not jump down Julius Randle's throat. He did a good job. I think he's shooting. What was his free throw? I mean, his field goal percentage was like, what was it, 42, 40? Well, no, 35%.
Yeah, he didn't shoot that well from the field.
Yeah, he didn't hit that well from the field, but he did everything else well. He had a total of what, 16 rebounds,
16 boards.
So yeah, so that's good. That's kind of what we can use him for. So whenever he's not doing good, as long as he's cleaning up on that glass, him and Bobby Portis, you would hope that Bobby Portis would do the same, but he didn't really do too good from on a rebound perspective. Oh, maybe he did.
Who, Bobby Portis?
Nope, he got 5 rebounds.
Bobby Portis had 5.
Yeah. So in games like this where RJ plays his butt off, you really can look at the other side of the box score and say, okay, well, what are our quote unquote big men doing on the opposite end of the floor? And for the most part, Julius Randle's producing when he's not doing dumb stuff, spin moves into the paint. He's really looking out, boxing out, and getting some pretty good rebounds. So, all in all, I'm very pleased with the game. More importantly, I'm pretty pleased with Frankie boy. Y'all know Frankie's my guy. I'm a Frankie guy and I'm an ISO guy. So see Frankie, really get to show what he's supposed to be made of on the assist side and on a defensive end. His role on the team doesn't necessarily show up on the box score. So, being able to see him do well and get praise for shutting down Westbrook for the final shot is I'm all about it. So
yeah, man, without a doubt. Beautiful game tonight. That RJ Barrett and Frank Ntilikina backcourt, man, I really do like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really do like it. Earlier in the season, we seen it earlier in the season when Frank Ntilikina was starting. I liked it then, but then of course Frank Ntilikina didn't keep up the offensive side of his game wasn't consistent. And it's still probably not going to be consistent now. He'll probably come back the next game and have 5. But like you said, that's not what we're looking for from Frank.
Right.
At least not at this point in his career. I still like that backcourt together.
I would like to see, more experimentation with, when DSJ gets back, more experimentation with DSJ at the 1 and Frank at the 2 and RJ at the 3, just to go with that youth side. I would like to see how that works, because we saw how that tandem worked between DSJ and Frank a few games ago, how that kind of worked out, even though it was in that Charlotte game and we lost. But I would like to see how that plays out, especially being that, most of us kind of agree that RJ Barrett should be playing the 3 anyway. So I would like to see how that plays out, depending on what type of team we're playing. Especially if we're playing like a team where we can utilize a fast break a lot. I think that backcourt with RJ playing the 3 would be maybe it could be successful.
Yeah. We'll see, man. Let me get over here to Guillermo. We got a lot of guys in the chat tonight. Got a lot of guys in the chat, so we gotta get to everybody. Guillermo.
Yo,
what's
Sim,
going
come
on,
back
man?
to me. I'll be right back. Can you come back to me?
All right, bet. I'll come back to you. All right, let me come back to you. Let me get to Mark then, or Gomes. Let me get to Gomes. Gomes, are you there? I guess I'll come back to Gomes. Let me get to Mark. I ain't seen Mark in a minute. My man Mark is hooded up. Look at him smiling. What's up, Mark?
Hey,
Yo, I can't hear you, bro. I can't hear you.
I said, let me tell you something, man. That's the way you end the game. When your two young players close it out for you in the right way, one on offense and one on defense. Lordy, lordy, lord. Even though we almost lost that game, because if we had lost that game, I would have been hot. But I'm glad the way the game turned out. I'm glad when it came, taking the last shot, RJ cleared everyone out. I'm taking this. That was grown man's work right there. And then Frank Ntilikina, man, listen, man, we should have got the ball because he clean still Russell Westbrook on the first
clean
attempt.
strip. Clean strip.
Clean strip. And then on the second play, man, he just stuck with Russell Westbrook, because that was anybody else, he would have blown past him. That's what I've been wanting to see this whole season. Just situations like that. Our three young guns that was on the floor for Mitch, Frank, and especially RJ. Jesus Christ. Listen, it's to a point. I love that Mitch Portis, RJ, Knox, and Frank lineup. I just love that lineup because the ball move. We know who we're going to give the ball to. There's an identity in that lineup right there. There is an identity in that lineup. Shout out to Taj Gibson for being a mentor. There's one thing that Mitch needs to clean up. He needs to stop. Like when they do the pick and roll, he needs to stop drawing back. He draws back too far. He needs to play up the ball on the dribbler. But other than that, I love how RJ asserted himself from the start until the end. And that's what I want to see, the ball in his hands. I don't care if he turned the ball over. I don't care. He was making some good plays, but you want him to make mistakes like that because in situations like this, he knows, okay, I know how to handle the situation, and I know not to do anything dumb or don't try too hard. You have to give him reps in situations like that. And tonight was what I was screaming for the whole season, to see him with the ball in his hand in those situations. It was great. Tonight was great because they play hard, they hit shots, they abuse mismatch, for Christ's sake. Every time they got someone in the paint, they went straight to work. And that's how you play basketball. You don't let the defense dictate you. You allow your offense dictate their defense. And that's what the Knicks did tonight. They bullied ball and took advantage of the Houston Rockets and then allowed them to oppose their will, because Houston, when I watch them to other teams, they oppose their will very, very well. And tonight we dogged them in the paint. And that's how it's supposed to go.
Well, I think we just match up very well, right? Because like Julius Randle is our 4-man, but he's 6'8", so he's small, right? And then when you start Taj Gibson is 6'10", starting at center. So even though their tallest guy on the floor is 6'8", we kind of match up with them well. But yeah, we use that bully. When we were down low, we was banging down low. We was banging down low. Now, we can't do that with every team, but with them we can. And the Rockets, if they're trying that in the playoffs, man, it's not going to work.
No, it's
not going to work.
Now, hold on. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you how deceptive they are. Because when they go against teams like the Lakers and like Utah, the way they spread the floor, it works to a certain extent. Because now Lakers, they rely on their big man lineup to destroy certain teams. Anytime Houston go against teams like with Rudy Gobert and any other defensive back, they destroy them from in and out. The way they drive and kick, because how Russ Westbrook is relentless on the rebound and attacking the paint, they have advantages, very, very much so, because they're quick, and like I said, they have a guy that constantly put pressure on big man. Because when they went against Anthony Davis and Rudy Gobert, Russell Westbrook destroyed both of them. So they do have an advantage on teams like that. But when you go against teams like the Clippers, where they could match up defensively that's where they run into a problem. That's where they run into a problem. When you have wing defenders that can defend their wings. But if your defense is predicated on the big man, they have a high chance of winning games. Like, seriously, they do.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work in the playoffs. I think in the playoffs, it's going to be different. I think teams are going to be able to slow them down, and they're going to slow them down. They're going to, that size advantage is going to come into play big time. They've been out-rebounded by a good margin like the last 15 games. And that really hurts them when they're not shooting well.
Yeah, it's just like this. It's like when you remember their offense is the top 5. So it's like when you have offense tends to beat out any good defense most of the time, and that's how they win games. Their offense is that prolific. That prolific. Because they can ring off 4 threes in a row and look, they back in the game.
Well, I mean, they can. Yeah, obviously they can. And they play hard. They're a hard playing team, and they do play, they play some defense. People always talk about Mike D'Antoni, doesn't coach defense, but they play some defense. They're just small and they shoot so many shots. You know what I'm saying? That other teams shoot shots as well. So then the scores are going to be high. But they do play defense.
Yeah, they get more possessions on the ball. That's why they're
right.
That's you always give them a puncher's chance because they're shooting threes that equal to long rebounds. But they get so many offensive possessions. That's why they'll forever stay in games. Now, when the playoff come, if teams could dictate the pace, then that's a problem. If they shut out Russell Westbrook, then you take out one of the elements that they never had before. Because remember, throughout the years, there was never a fast break running team. But now with Russell Westbrook on the team, that gives them a whole nother dimension. Now, if you could take Russell Westbrook, if you take that away from him, then you can actually win the game.
Yeah. Let me get to Guillermo over here since Guillermo is back. Before we do that, though, let's just real quick. The play of the game, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, and you guys already know what the play of the game is. I don't think I have to tell you what the play of the game is, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, the play of the game tonight was R.J. Barrett barreling his way into the paint, muscling it up. And you see Scott Perry and Leon Rose celebrate at the R.J. Barrett. I show it to you one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Perry and Leon Rose celebrated as R.J. Barrett went to the paint, gave the Knicks a 3-point lead to make sure that they could bring this game home tonight. Over the Houston Rockets, and you see right there Scott Perry and Leon Rose celebrating together. And hey, listen, nice win, 1-0 under the Leon Rose. The new Leon Rose regime. The Knicks are 1-0. Knicks are 1-0 over the new Leon Rose regime. So, we'll see what's going on. Before I get to Guillermo, we'll just finish this off with, let's just listen to R.J. Barrett as he talks about, he had 27 points tonight. He went to work. Let's take a listen to R.J. Barrett, ladies and gentlemen.
Team out here.
It felt great. The team really trusted me, and by the grace of God, I was able to make a play. So, just very thankful.
Congrats, Sarge.
Thank you.
Nice.
The big start and the big bucket in the end. Our experience, amazing moment of the game.
And that was R.J. Barrett talking about his big game on the night. You know what I mean? He did it all tonight. He didn't do it all, but he did a lot tonight. You know what I'm saying? And he made it happen. So big shout out to R.J. Barrett for having a big game tonight. 27 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. They're able to bring this one home for the Knicks tonight. Guillermo, what's going on, man?
No, I'm much chilling, man. I had a game and I stupidly didn't record again. So I was only able to catch the crunch time in the fourth quarter. But all in all, RJ Barrett, I think one thing I was forgetting is that this dude played under some big lights tonight, man. And that can't be just forgotten or ignored. Not saying that you guys do. I'm just saying, like, we have a kid who plays up to the competition and the challenge. You know what I mean? He had a new GM or a new president looking at him. I'm not sure if this is a primetime game, but I don't know. I know it came on MSG. I don't know if it came on ESPN, but you're playing against a team like the Rockets, and Brody, whatever they want to call him, and Harden want to come in and kind of embarrass you and set their little BS mark on the Mecca. You know what I mean? And this kid comes in. He went 10 for 18 tonight. He went 10 for 18 from the field, 3 for 8 from the 3-point line, 4% from the free throw. Sorry, 3 for 8 from the 3-point line, 4% from the free throw line. He had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. 3 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. 2 personal fouls, that's actually pretty good. -2, but to me, it seemed like, that little move that he did on, I think it was PJ Tucker down low. That's big man moves right there, man. And I'll give it to Randall. Look, Randall didn't have the greatest of games, and 5 for 14 from the line. I mean, from the field is pretty terrible. But he did have 16 rebounds, 4 assists, and he had a crucial block. That was the type of play that I would expect Julius Randle to allow his man to just basically cut and make the play, but he hustled, and it's just like, you want to be happy, but at the same time, it's like, damn, if you just give me that 70% of the time, Randall, you would be that effort. You know what I mean? Just on defense, this team would be so much better. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not going to, it is what it is. But, tonight, again, like you guys said, that we use our size, him and Mo Harkless, and Mitch, the second chance points is trying to get the points in the paint. Obviously, you're playing against a team that just doesn't have the size because they're trying to be experimental and, above everybody else with their, so-called small ball movement, whatever. PJ Tucker had 0 points, 0 for 2, and I think that's their biggest guy on the team. So, to me, all in all, it's an impressive win. I like the fact they left Frank out there to defend. Again, you got to let your young players go out there and play. I'm not saying that you don't give the veterans any time. I'm just saying that to get the guys acclimated to crunch time situations, they got to be able to accept failure. They have to be able to lose. It's like a comedian, right? Some comedians, the best comedians know how to lose. They know how to tell a bad joke and bomb. But they're going to come back even stronger. These guys have to come back even stronger. Young kid, hey, I'm going to miss a 3. I'm going to brick it off the backboard. I'm going to take the shot in a crucial moment and lose us the game. But if I'm that type of player, I got to learn from it. I got to build from there. So now I don't have the jitters. Maybe when I shot that ball, I twisted a little bit because I had the nerves. Now I don't have the nerves anymore because I've been here before. I don't care what the crowd says. You know what I mean? So this is a good win. All in all, I don't really have many complaints. Pretty happy with the production for most of these guys. You had a bunch of guys in double digits, which again,
7 guys.
I know we talked about this on Saturday. I know you said, we were complaining, but I said that, hey, anytime you get guys in double digits, multiple guys double digits, that means that the ball's moving. That means that a lot of guys are being effective. The game is not just going through one guy and we're trying to funnel our offensive one guy. I mean, look, Portis had 15, Ellington had 15. Frank Ntilikina had 11. Mitch Robinson had 12. RJ Barrett, of course, was 27. Mo Harkless with 11. You know what I mean? And we talked about Mo Harkless before. A guy, he might be a role player, but it's nice to see production from these guys. And maybe you could build that into being a bench guy for us in the future or, for any team. So, and yes, and like Light just said, he said at least Mo can make his free throws. But Mo Harkless went 3 for 6 from the free throw line. So that's not the greatest. But, you know what I mean? All in all, good game. Randall, make your damn first free throws. I don't know what it is. Wipe the sweat off, chill out, man. It's like you saw in his face on that last one he missed. Like I looked at his face. I knew he was gonna miss it. Bro, I wanted to go and do the whole chill out. So
I was doing I was doing a live stream on Sportscast. Hey, and can you just move the mic just back from your mouth a little bit because it's a little scratchy.
My bad about that.
Yeah. I was watching it. I was watching it and I was doing a live stream on Sportscaster and I could see. I was looking at it. I was like, man, he's about to miss this first joint. I could see it. And bloop, he missed it. I mean, he made the next one, but man, and then RJ Barrett saved the day for him. You know what I'm saying? By making that layup at the end, RJ Barrett saved the day. You know, but
Hey,
yeah,
Sim, remember,
you gotta
this is
make
the
those
same
free
chat.
throws, man.
Can we please go back and ask these people in the chat? This is the same people that said that Mitchell Robinson, excuse me, RJ Barrett does not have a go-to move. This is the same chat that said this. Not everybody in the chat. I'm just saying, you saw a guy execute in that role. Like, because he doesn't have one of these, the hardened, walk step backs, whatever, the kid is producing at the basket. I know someone brought up that stat, which is actually flawed because 0 to 10 feet could mean he's missing more at 9 feet versus he's making a lot at 1-2 feet or whatever from the basket. But to me, RJ Barrett, again, the kid can execute around the basket. You know what I mean? We praise Kyrie Irving because he could do all that stuff around. Like, Kyrie Irving's a magician. He's one of the best I've seen around executing a basket. But guys, RJ Barrett is probably producing more than most other rookies. Think about this. There are rookies that have been drafted in the top 10 that are literally playing overseas now or out the NBA. Like, we don't know who the hell they are, or they're in the G League right now. RJ Barrett, I don't care what anybody says. He be having his struggles, whatever. He's playing at a high level. Like, let's embrace the fact that we have a guy that we could build around who's being ultra aggressive in his spots, and he's actually producing more than probably the last, I don't know how many Knicks first rounders besides KP have been producing for how many years. You know what I mean? I'm happy what RJ Barrett did tonight, man.
Okay, so let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this. How you feel about Leon Rose and everything
like
you
I
heard
said,
from
man, I'm mixed, bro. I'm mixed because, you know what I mean? He said he's going to, I think you mentioned he's going to sit back and see what's happening and all that stuff. It remains to be seen, man, because I don't like agents being GMs. Like, me and you, we talked about this before. We talked about it in the chat, right? The Knicks aren't in a position where we need to, we have to bring that next one free agent, whatever, right? It's like Dolan was looking at the Lakers and the Warriors and saying, let's try to replicate that. But those are outside the norm. Let's be honest. LeBron James coming to anywhere, you become a win now team. So obviously you need a GM and a structure where you just get talent. You're not sitting there trying to develop for the next 5-7 years, right? I don't even think a Masai Ujiri would fit that team, because Masai Ujiri, he's getting a whole bunch of guys that need to gel and work together. LeBron James is a guy who needs talent now. The Warriors, that was a situation. Let's be honest. Yeah, they had an agent take over, but they also were developed a lot by Mark Jackson. Got to give him his credit. And then they drafted really well. Let's be honest. Klay Thompson, Curry, Draymond Green. You know what I mean? They had a bunch of guys they drafted and a great system to build on when Kerr was there. So it's not even as if they were just acquiring a lot of great talent to put around those players. Yes, they acquired KD, but KD's again a special case. So I'm not sure. I don't know all the player agents in the NBA. I just don't think there's this great track record to say that, a team that needs structure, Sim. This is not a team that needs, we bring in this guy. Again, a guy comes in, you better hope to the high heavens you get a Chris Webber, or a guy that comes in and you could build around. He has the right attitude, the right temperament, and people work hard around him. You better pray to the high heavens. That's a lower probability versus, hey, let's get the proper president. He gets the proper GM. We get the proper scouting, proper physical fitness, health team, everything in place, proper scouting, proper international scouting, college scouting, everything. We got the player development, personnel development, the proper coach. That's more of a high probability of success versus getting a guy who's going to say, hey, I have these connections and I'm going to get them because I got these connections. It's just, it remains to be seen. I don't necessarily like it. So, but I'm not going to issue on him. Look, if he comes and does a bang job and hires the right people, who am I to complain? We're winning, right? That's all I want at the end of the day. If we're winning, all praise, give him his roses, man. It's all good, man. But
yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna read to you what he said. You probably heard it already, but I'm gonna read it again just for everybody. All right, and then I'm gonna come back to you. So the Knicks, Leon Rose, ladies and gentlemen, was officially announced today as the new president of the New York Knicks. All right, and this is let me get this queued up for you. And this is it's the way it went down. He was announced as the president, and he addressed the fans. He said, "Dear Knicks fans, I want to take this moment to introduce myself and tell you how proud I am to oversee this historic franchise as president of the New York Knicks. This is a pivotal time in Knicks history. So I want to let you know what you can expect from me and our organization moving forward. Having been fortunate enough to be part of professional basketball for more than 25 years, I've had the privilege of helping to shape the careers of many incredible athletes throughout those decades, collaborating with key decision makers and personnel within the basketball universe. In my career as an agent, I experienced the intricacies of the league, player recruitment, and most importantly, how to develop relationships, unity, and team cohesiveness. To be successful in the NBA, you need the best talent, a tireless work ethic, a winning culture, and a total commitment to the development of both the individual and the team. I know that the ability to forge solid, productive relationships is what binds all that together. For the remainder of this season, I will work tirelessly behind the scenes while evaluating every aspect of the organization. Most immediately, we will support Mike Miller, his staff, and our team, who have plenty of basketball left to be played this season. I want to thank Mike for his continued leadership and professionalism during this period. Our team has young talent, significant future assets, including 7 first-round picks over the next 4 years, and an ample amount of financial flexibility in the coming years. Everyone, from ownership to athletes to staff and especially our fans, wants this team to be a winner. We will have all the resources necessary to create a great organization, one that supports our efforts to build a winning culture and gives Knicks fans in the city of New York the team you deserve. Nothing about this is easy or quick, so I ask for your continued patience. What I promise you in return is that I will be honest and forthright. We will develop a plan that makes sense, both to jumpstart our short-term growth and ensure our long-term success. Our team will work hard, stick together, and ensure we live up to the honor of wearing the New York Knicks jersey. While I realize that there have been difficulties on the court, what has been remarkable to me is that your pride remains so strong, your loyalty undiminished. Rest assured, I will do everything I can to create a winning organization. Look forward to seeing you at the Garden. Leon Rose. So there it is. That's what he had to say. What do you take from what he had to say?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Sim?
Yep.
Oh, I don't give a damn. I don't care what people say anymore. I want to see results. Like, you can sit here and give me the whole Pledge of Allegiance. You can read the whole Constitution. I really don't give a damn. I need to see results because Knicks fans, you've been led astray, led amok. Well, a lot of sweet words from a lot of guys are coming in. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to evaluate this. I'm going to blah, 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 all that crap. That's great. You know what I mean? I want to see you come in and do the work. Once you do the work, I'll give it. Why wouldn't I give it? If the Knicks are winning, how stupid would it be for me to be like, yeah, we should have gotten Joe Schmo? No, I'm going to give you credit. I'm going to say, yo, this guy's doing his thing. They hire the right coach. They're doing their thing. So to me, I don't care about none of the words. Sweet nothings to me. Great. Oh, yeah, that's good. Let me see the progress on the court. Until I see that, I really don't care what these guys say. Because Fizdale was the same guy. Oh, yeah, I got stuff, blah, 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 all that crap. And what did Fizdale do? Absolutely jack-ish.
No,
now you're saying all those sweet nothings on ESPN.
Right. I do feel like what he said hits a little more of the key things than what Fizdale and the other guys were saying. I feel like, just some more of the key things as far as, individual and team development and, those type of things. Obviously we've got to see it, but I tell you what, I can guarantee you would have had a reaction if he said, yep, as soon as I come in, we're going after the big free agents. I guarantee you would have had a reaction then.
Well, of course, but Sim, the main issue with what you just said, Sim, is that you said feel. As a Knicks fan, I don't feel anymore. I want to see results. My mom every year, and of course, look, I love my mom. Look, we didn't have money like that. Every year she used to say, yo, we're going to go to Disney World, right? And I have an uncle in Orlando, right? So she would say, at first, she's like, oh, yeah, blah, blah. By the 7th summer that she said, we're going to go to Disney World, I said, yo, that's great and all, but I'm going to be playing video games and playing basketball during the summer. You could go to Florida. I know that's in your dreams. So after a while, the words just become hollow. You know what I mean? I'm tired of hollow words, but I don't feel anymore. I want to see progress. Yeah, it hits all the right points.
The thing is,
said what you said, Sim, that if he said, hey, we're going to go out the big free agents, blah, blah, and he didn't do that and he built the proper team, or he did that And I would be the first one to say, Sim,
I
yo,
know,
bro,
but
I take back
I mean,
what I said.
all I'm saying is, if he would have came out and said that, then you would have probably had a react. You know, you would have felt some way about that.
Of course, but Sim,
Right.
what you're trying to do is trying to say that you're trying to make it seem like, where was I going to say something nice about the guy? I don't give a damn.
Okay, no, I'm not trying to make it seem like anything. I'm just saying, like you're saying, I don't care that he said these things, but you would have cared if he said that. So, I mean, it's kind of
not really. I would have just said, look, it's empty words again, because look, again, the Knicks are not an organization that players want to come to. You know what I mean? Even if he said that, I would have taken it like, all right, again, salesman stuff. He's just talking because I've seen it. The Knicks have had ample. Give it to Dolan. He may be an idiot, but he's not cheap. He will pay you. So it's not a matter of fact. It's not a thing of where he doesn't want to pay guys and get. People do not want to play for an inept organization. So I would have said, whatever. He's just hogwash again. He's just talking out of his butt. But it is what it is. I'm giving him a chance because I have nothing. I have no other.
You have no other choice. I mean, nobody has a choice but to give him a chance.
I just want to see progress on the court. That's it.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Well, let me get down here to some of these guys. I want to hear what some of these guys think about what he said. All right, because I didn't get to talk to any of these guys earlier. Big shout out to Positive Direction. Thank you for the super chat. You said, let me get it refreshed so I can read it clearly. My man, Positive Direction, hit me with a super chat. And I'm about to come to Isaiah, since Isaiah just joined us. I'm going to try to come to Isaiah, but who knows what Isaiah is doing? You know what I mean? You never know what Isaiah is doing. Positive Direction said, he said, thanks for feeding us Knicks news. Keep up the good work. Without a doubt, I will continue to do that. So until Isaiah is ready, I'll get to this phone call. Then I'll come back to the chat. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up, Sim?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm all right.
So tell me, man, how you feel about everything that you heard with Leon Rose today?
Hey, the less we hear, the better. I mean, I read somewhere that a part of that that statement they put out today was something that they pretty much cut and pasted from what Steve Mills said earlier in the year. The part where they were, we have 7 draft, we have all these draft picks and all the money.
I mean that's a fact.
Was already cut and pasted.
I mean, that's a fact that we have 7 draft picks and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I think, I think most of the stuff is probably his words.
Okay. Yeah. But mainly what I just, you don't want a whole bunch of pop and circumstance. We got to keep the media away from us. I mean, Steve Stout sort of screwed that whole thing up. We could have gone in this clean. But now, I just don't want to. I don't want, we're going to come out, no. Let's go back there and do your job. You see what we got on the court. We've got, either we could keep it young and we got 5 or 6 players that are kept that we're going to keep, or, we've got more, or we got, or you keep a core. I don't know. I liked what he had to say today.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what he's going to do, man. He didn't give much insight into, what his mindset is, besides, saying that he's going to evaluate and then set up a plan. So, there's not much insight there, and we'll be looking forward to see what that plan is going to be like going forward.
Yeah, definitely. But I just wanted to touch on. I was really excited by the outcome of tonight's game. I know you already touched on it, but the defense that Frank plays, I mean, when you see it, when he comes out on Broadway and he plays it out, it's beautiful. I mean, that was the cleanest strip. It was cookies. It was like if you were playing anywhere else where you weren't playing the Rockets. It was beautiful. And then he held down Westbrook. And I think it was a good touch to watch Taj Gibson go out there when they were drawing up the last play and, call the team back. Give him some words, whatever he said. He got him to play. And I like the fact that Mike Miller went with, he played that second unit halfway through the fourth. And I was just like, that's respect, you know, like let those guys go out there and earn this win. And then I still want to see Trier, but I mean, I like Harkless. I think he's a tenacious defender, and he's low key is a great little offensive rebounder. He goes in there, he fights in the middle. So overall, I liked what I saw tonight, and RJ is amazing. That kid is. I mean, I'm so glad he started working with that new shooting coach, because since he's been doing that, RJ's been what he was last year and what I think he'll be for the next 5 years.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I don't know. You guys have a good night, and great win by the Knicks, and hopefully we'll talk more about the draft later on in a few later shows.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. I had a rough week last week, you know what I'm saying, where I had a lot of things that I had to get done over last week. I had to be at an institute and all this, and a bunch of stuff going on, and playoff games and stuff like that. So I didn't get a chance to really break down, but I have, video that I've recorded of these guys, and I'm looking at it now. Well, not right now, but I'm looking at it. So we're gonna get into this draft. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's up, Sam? First time, long time. I love your show. I just want to say that first. Now, I've never called. I've been watching the show for a while, and I never had to call or felt like I needed to call.
Okay.
I just enjoy watching, but I had a call today.
All right. I'm glad you called, bro. Glad you called.
No, not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, my feeling about this whole Leon Rose situation is, first and foremost, we don't know. I mean, we just don't know who this guy is. He's an agent. But one thing I know for sure is you're going to have some skepticism, He's an agent, former agent, his background just, screams of like, sell. He's going to sell you a bill of goods. He's going to sound good. He's going to come across a certain way. He's going to sound like, someone you could trust, someone who's going to be smooth, someone who's a hustler. I mean, this guy's, he's made a lot of money, being an agent.
Right. Being able to talk.
Bottom line with me is I don't want to hear about one thing I just do not want to hear about. I've been a Knicks fan since 91, and through, it's really been 20 years of bad basketball, really. I mean, I don't really count the Carmelo years. Best year we had was like the second round, and we got eliminated, and we looked bad in that second round defeat. The last thing I want to hear is talking about, not next year, but the year after. This year was long. This year was bad. And, if there's going to be any kind of conversation about, we're going to talk about free agents the following year, or, we're building for the future as in 2 to 3 years, then are we talking about, next year is going to be another bad year? Because, I mean, we've been through the 7th or 8th consecutive losing season.
Well, would you expect next year to be a good year? I mean, I don't see how you can.
I expect it to be a good year. I just expect, look at the Eastern Conference, for example, right?
Right.
The AC is going to be a team that's probably going to be 8 games, 9 games, even 10 games under 500. I would at least expect, maybe, go out, if you don't get the draft, first of all, if we get to the draft, and we wind up with the number 6, number 7 pick, what's the best we could draft in that position? My mindset is if you have to be smart, you have to be aggressive, try to get a big player, and if you can't, try to assemble a team that could, compete to make it into the playoffs. I mean, like, can we start to talk about, actual play? And that's not a crazy thing to say, like, in the Eastern Conference, like the 7th to 8th seed. I mean, the Nets are going to come back next year with Durant. They're going to come with Kyrie. They're probably going to make some other improvements. And then we're going to have a team right across town that's, going to, look to embarrass us. Are we trying to, like, be okay with that again, or are we trying to, say, you know what, the next guy that's going to come in here, he's going to scrap the whole thing again, and we're going to be a 3-year plan. And then if they fail, okay, next person that comes in is going to scrap the whole thing again, and they're going to do a 4-year plan. Like, where does it, where does it stop? And that's why I think this was a risky move, because, it's like, you don't know what this guy's going to do. He has no, he has no, you don't know what he's going to do. We just don't know. And, and these kind of guys, a little bit, they scare me a little bit. Like, you want to compare him to Rob Pelinka. Pelinka didn't really do anything other than LeBron James wanted to go to LA. That LeBron James wanted to go to LA, probably for his post-career. And then he wanted Anthony Davis. So he played GM, basically. So
what would you expect? What would you want the Knicks to do next year?
Be better. Just, I don't think it's crazy to say it's win 40 games, maybe 500.
So,
we talk about being 500, that's a possible playoff.
What do you think? Okay, let me ask you this.
I like to read between the lines. If we start to talk about rebuilding and then 2021, then you're telling me we're going to be bad again.
Let me ask you this. What do you think about the roster construction of this team right now and what we need?
Man, I think, honestly, we just need to make – if we don't get the player that we get in the draft, like, honestly, if the ping pong balls fall, like, on number 2, I would say get the kid from Georgia, or we get LaMelo. If we don't get near those guys and we're not in the top 3, top 4, I don't think you're going to get a player that could play right away or make a big impact. You got to make a big trade. Like, I would trade assets. I would trade picks if I could get a guy like Ben Simmons. You know what I mean? Like, it's been kind of fishy in Philly anyway with Ben Simmons and Embiid. I would definitely try to explore something like that. I would be aggressive in that, in that way. Not act desperate, but kind of have, kind of be more, assertive. Like,
okay.
How much longer can we continue to do this? The roster, I think it's, I like RJ, I like Mitch, all these 1-year, 2-year guys, honestly, get them out. Try to sign some guys who make sense. We don't know what his plan is, and we don't know if you're going to bring Thibodeau here. You're going to have to bring some defensive guys on board, but the way the NBA is going, you got to get some shooters. So I think we have something. I think we just need to build on top of that. And you can't have one-dimensional players. I'm sorry, Frank is one-dimensional. He can't shoot.
I get it. He's one-dimensional in that he can't. He can play defense, but he doesn't put the ball in the basket. But I think he does other things on the offensive side of the floor that is still, that is still valuable to a team. But my thing is, I don't know. I just don't know that you can put together a team next year. Especially, I don't know that you can put together a team without using up your cap, using up your using up your draft picks and all that stuff that contends for a playoff spot next year and sets you up to one day be a title contender. I don't know if you can do that next year. You know what I'm saying? Because you can listen. I can guarantee you that if the Knicks wanted to, they could sell out and put together a team that could make the playoffs. But then you'd be asking the question: is this team, while they can make the playoffs, are they really a team that can win you a championship? So I think you've got to, like, the Knicks are in a position they've never been in before, in my opinion, right? You have supreme cap flexibility. You have draft picks so that you can do some maneuvering to really try to build a sustainable team. And I understand, like, people are like, hey, I want to get me, like, I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of going through these types of seasons. I just don't feel like next year we can actually put a playoff team together without a playoff team that has a future versus a playoff team that is just kind of going to be middle of the pack, dead in the water, and you're not going to do anything really. You know what I'm saying? I want a playoff team that's really going to, have a future. So, like, for example, let's say next year, RJ and Mitch, and we got a draft pick, and maybe we did make a move, and we had a young guy, and they were still very young, between 19 and 25 years old, 19 and 26 years old. And, they were able to fight and make to the 8th seed, but you still had all this cap flexibility, and you still had some draft picks that you can use to maneuver. Now you're looking like, okay, we got a team that made the playoffs, plus we can build. We'll see if that can happen. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm saying, I just don't want to, try to sell out just to make the playoffs, just so we can feel good about ourselves, but we're not set ourselves up to win.
I totally agree. I would, honestly, what I would do, and this is playing in my mind, if we were to, like, say, and I know you put packages together and it's like that, you don't know if that's going to work out. But, if you just straight up say, all right, I'll trade Randall. I'm not a big fan of Randall, by the way. DSJ, put a bunch of first rounders, 3, 4, and get a guy like Ben Simmons, right? You have a team you just kind of blew away Philly, and you get a team with a young Ben Simmons, and you get RJ, and you got Mitch, and you start there, then I'd feel better. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I would just feel better. I mean, we've never had a point guard, and I just feel like this team is like point guardless, and teams around this league just don't give them up for nothing, and yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't believe in selling out everything, but for a guy like that, I think if you could do it, I mean, I would do it. I mean, anyway, Tim, it was great. It's great talking to you. I'll definitely be calling back. Shout out to you and your show. I support it 100%. And, good talking to you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Yeah, we got to be careful, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to make sure, we're setting ourselves up. And it's a very hard thing to do. That's why it's so hard to win in the NBA. You got to, you can sell out and try to go ahead and put together a playoff team, but you got to make sure that playoff team can win every year. You know what I'm saying? Get in the playoffs every year and has a chance to build to the point where they can be a title contender. That's the ultimate goal. And caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
My guy Sam, what's up, man? I'm calling all the way from Nashville, man. I'm a big Knicks fan. Finally get a chance to talk to you, my brother.
I'm glad you got through, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, about Leon. I mean, he ain't really told us nothing that we ain't heard before, But we can't get no worse. So just keep high hopes, all that good stuff. Just keep looking towards the future. We're young and we ain't got nowhere to go but up.
What's the first thing you want to see Leon Rose do?
Say that one more time.
What's the first thing that you want to see Leon Rose do?
I mean, hopefully attract some free agents and just build, man, and make some decent trades and just develop. And one thing I will say, I know you asked the other guy, like, what do the Knicks need? And I'm gonna say this. When I look at other teams, and I know we're young and it's really hard to compare to other teams, but what I see, we need depth. I think that's the only thing the Knicks is missing is depth, because I think our main core, RJ and Mitch and Julius, our main core is straight, but we need depth. Like our second unit needs to be able to like, you know, when I look at the Clippers, for instance, like they second unit can actually like start and like beat certain teams. So I think that that's the next step for the Knicks is just depth. And I think Trier and Dot and those guys, those are good depth pieces. Like if they was on another team, they'd be contributing well. So I'm not understanding why the minutes is not really like being distributed as much as it should. But those guys are good depth pieces that could come off the bench and relieve some of our young talent. And I know it's hard for us to have depth because we also have to develop our young guys to make sure they get minutes and all of that good stuff. So I think that's one thing. And of course, a point guard. I would like a Kemba Walker-esque, Luka-esque, Trae Young kind of like lethal leader point guard that we really need. Effort Payton to be a good depth piece coming off the bench leading the second unit type of deal.
Okay. All right. I mean, you know, good depth. I mean, you know, we thought we were going to have some depth this year. I think, you know, it's so hard to say exactly what happened this year, man. Because we thought we were going to have some depth. Obviously, we didn't have enough depth, or we just weren't able to really put it together as a team. You know, the pieces just didn't fit as well as, you know, they thought they were going to fit. But, hey, I appreciate your call, man. Make sure you call back.
Hey, appreciate you, Sam. Hey, and one thing, I went to my first Knicks game on New Year's. We played the Trailblazers. We blew them out the gym, man. It was amazing. Like I said, I'm from Tennessee, so I had came to New York for New Year's. I went to the game, man. I don't know why nobody wants to play for the Knicks. Like the arena, we have the best fans in the world. It was just amazing. And then I flew out the next morning. I seen Clyde. I seen him at the airport. I was talking to him. He loves RJ so much. He just couldn't stop talking about RJ. He was flying somewhere out of town. He was on vacation. He was going somewhere. But man, I love the Knicks, man, and I appreciate you for having me, Sam. I watch the show all the time. I might not catch the game, but I like coming on your show. You know, you show the best plays and the highlights, and you break down the box score. Just keep doing your thing, man.
Appreciate it, bro. And hopefully you get a chance to come out, you know, like the home opener or something like that next year. Hopefully you get a chance to come out with us. We have a good time.
Oh, yeah, for sure, because when I went to New York, it was freezing, of course, because I went in January, but I definitely try to catch a late October, early November trip out there, man, and link up with you guys.
Yeah, definitely, man. Have a good one. Appreciate you.
All right, you too, bro.
Peace, man. All right, let's get to another caller here. Caller, you on live. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Sam.
What's popping, bro? How you feeling?
Well, I'm always feeling good, but before I let the shotgun splatter all over the place. Give me your take, because I didn't get to hear the whole gist in the beginning of the show as far as with Rose and everything. Give me your take and how you felt and what the nation feels like when they got the little missive and that was it.
Well, I mean, my take on Leon Rose, you know, I mean, obviously he came in and he said the right things, right? You know, he said the right things. And I the one thing that I do like the fact is he said, you know, I'm going to be behind the scenes evaluating the organization. All right, so I respect that, and I want to, you know, he talks about his experience and the things that he knows a basketball team needs, which I agree with. The thing is, you know, a lot of people talk. Can you make it happen, right? So, you know, I'm cool with the things that he said. Now I want to see, can he make it happen?
Did he say it, or did a Knicks PR person write that and put it out?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
And this is my point exactly. The New York Knicks, for some particular reason, they just can't seem just to do the right thing all the time. They can't seem to put the left leg in front, the right, left, right, left. It just can't seem, it just doesn't work for them. How are you going to be president of the organization and you're putting out a 2-paragraph letter to Knick Nation. Is that what we deserve for the loyalty? We don't deserve to hear you. You don't have to tell us about what the plan is and whatever. Like, I know the speech. You're committed to excellence, blah, 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 blah. We get it. How long have you been looking about taking over this job? What makes you the right person for this job?
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Why is it he feels that he doesn't need to come and sit and talk shop? Why can't we look and see in his demeanor, is he really about this life? You understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
he doesn't have to blow up
get what you're saying.
and talk
I get
about
what you're saying.
the next coach or if he's doing whatever plans. Nah, you don't have to do that. The season, 15 games left in the season, 16 games left in the season? You don't have to do all of that. But we don't get to have like a sit down. So when do we get to have this sit down?
I don't know.
It's been 3.5 weeks since you've been rumored to having the job. It's the worst kept secret. Now that you finally admit to having the job, it's I'll talk to you when I get a chance.
So basically, he could have said the same thing, but in a press conference, you would have been okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We deserve. It's the same thing when the prior regime signed 9 new guys and snuck them into town. How does that work?
Me.
You see, you make no friends this way. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you bigger than the city. It's like you bigger than the people covering the game. I don't know. That just doesn't. I didn't feel when I saw that come across my thing this morning. I said, "This is cowardice," and it doesn't feel right to me. As a loyal Knicks fan, I'm left up in the air going, "Okay, I could have wrote that. You could have wrote that. All of Knicks Nation could have wrote that. What does that feel like to you?"
But what if he just wants to evaluate, like you said in the letter, what if he wants to evaluate the organization, and then when he does stand up and address, you say, okay, here's the plan. You know? What if that, the only thing I could do is give the guy a chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fully upset that there wasn't a press conference.
But sometimes the first moves you make sets the tone. You understand what I'm saying? It was like when Phil Jackson came in and he really wanted and it fumbled and bumbled and was like, okay, so where are we going from here? Okay, we're going to trust this guy because he knows about championships, but it just kept fumbling. You understand what I'm saying? It just kept on fumbling. It's like, okay, we deserve a little bit. We don't have to come and divulge the plan to us and make us, and give us full our heads up with fantasy and stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about look, like come and talk to us. You know what I'm saying? Say something. Get a radio program, something. Madison Square Garden has their own network.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a time he's going to address us.
Any one of those Madison Square Garden people and had some kind of something.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Listen, he said he wants to be in the background. Maybe he really is the kind of guy that wants to be in the background. Well, I'm pretty sure he's going to address the media at some point because he wouldn't have been, to me, it's not like it would have been us fans standing there asking questions. It's going to be beat writers asking questions, right? I don't know. I'm okay with the letter. Now, do I want to see him address the media? Of course. You know what I'm saying? But, to introduce himself. Okay, he had a letter introducing himself. Now I'm just waiting to see what's next.
I just feel like with this kind of start, you're putting it out there like you can't ask me nothing. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. When it gets done, then it's whatever. You can't ask me nothing, and I don't like feeling like that because we're Knicks fans forever. This is always going to be a Knick town. No matter if we lose another, God forbid, we lose another 10, 15, 20 years in a row. This is always going to be another a Knicks town, and you taking the love for granted. You know what I'm saying? It's like a dude who has his wife at home and comes home whenever he wants to just because he knows that she ain't going anywhere. We got 7 kids already. Where's she going? Who's going to want her? You understand what I'm saying? Like it feels disrespectful to me.
Okay.
Sorry, this is how I took it. I don't know if any of the fans, felt like this, but this is how I took it. Early in the morning,
I'm pretty sure this.
Nope, this feels cowardice to me. This feels disrespectful.
Okay, I'm pretty sure there's some people who feel the same way. I'm pretty sure there's some people who feel the exact same way that you do. I don't blame you, though. Listen, I don't blame you, right? I mean, we haven't heard anything from the Knicks. I think that maybe this would have been different if we had heard some stuff from the Knicks. We haven't heard anything from the Knicks since the time that Scott Perry and Steve Mills hijacked the press conference, right? So I get where you're coming from. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I understand what you're saying.
Didn't they hire a PR firm to do things differently?
Well, you seen what happened with that PR firm, so you see what happened with that.
I tell you one thing. I'd rather play back the Steve Stout interview than read that nonsense that I read today, because it was honest.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Stout was. I don't know,
it was
bro.
honest and from the gut.
I guess it was. I mean, I guess it was honest, but I'm a little questionable about Steve Stout. We'll see what happens with this. I'm a little questionable.
At least there was a face, there's a voice, there's some feelings behind it. It's not hiding behind the PR person writing 2 paragraphs for you. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm not knocking his relationships to the game. You've been in the game 40 years. Obviously, you have relationships. Okay, but there's some things the fans are going to need to know. What are you assessing necessarily? You've only been on it from the other side. What are you assessing necessarily?
I mean, he has to assess. I'm pretty sure
does it take you that long to notice that we've been a losing franchise?
I know,
forever.
But right. I mean, obviously, but he's got to figure out why. Right? He's got to get into the front office and figure out, okay, what's happening in here? What's going on in here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the organizational structure? Who can do what? What kind of talent do I have in the front office? What is my salary cap guy like? What are the scouts like? Like, get in there and really, like, evaluate everyone. I mean, because that's where the issue is. So you can see it from the outside, but you don't know everything that's happening until you really get on the inside. So that's why, by hearing him say, or seeing him say, because I didn't hear it, right, say, all right, I'm going to take a back seat and I'm going to evaluate. I think that's the right move.
It starts the evaluation. If we're going to do that and talk about we're evaluating whatever, then who are you evaluating? The owner? Because that's 99.9% of the problem.
I mean, right, but there's still staff in there, right? I mean, there's still staff in there. You got Scott Perry. There's other people in the front office besides just Scott Perry. There's people that do some of the other work. There's scouts. There's developmental coaches. There's all that stuff.
I give you the job of president right now, okay? And you've had your chance to watch this team up until 3 weeks ago. You've been watching this team. Are you keeping anybody that has any kind of power, any kind of pivotal position? Are you keeping anybody?
Maybe not, but
okay.
Maybe not, right? Maybe not, but still, you don't just, in my opinion, right? You don't just come out and just say, I'm firing everybody. You say, I'm going to evaluate. And then if you decide you're going to fire, he might already know, but you say, oh, I'm going to evaluate. I don't think it's smart to just come out and say, "Yep, I'm firing everybody in the front office," and then create panic throughout the whole. I mean, these are people's jobs, and they got families and all those type of things, right? So I don't think it's smart to just come out and say, "Yep, I'm firing everybody." Say, "I'm going to evaluate," and then we'll make decisions from there.
I'm not even saying that he should have came out and said, "I'm firing everybody." All I'm saying is that he already had his time already to evaluate.
But not from the inside, though. He didn't evaluate from the inside.
CAA players. He's been around the Knicks. CAA has had a foothold, and this is where I'm going to lose it. CAA has had a foothold in this Knicks organization back to before Eddie Curry.
Bro, I understand that, but it does not mean.
This man is supposed to know this organization.
Look, I get that, but it still doesn't mean that he's been on the inside knowing everything that's going on. But hey, Anthony, I'm going to let you rock, man.
He's been on the outside selling us a bill of goods. He's been selling us bad clients, bad ball players forever.
Hey,
he
Anthony,
was part of the problem from the outside.
I don't know. I don't. But hey, listen, I'm going to let you go because I got some more people and I only got like 9 minutes left,
Stay
man.
up, family.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right, sir.
All right, man. All right, peace. I mean, you know, from the way I see it, you gotta get on the inside and see what's happening on the inside. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way that I see it. Big shout out to Chester Chetnick Nason. Thank you for the super chat. You said, watch Cassius Winston take Michigan State to the Final Four. He's a pure point guard. Hey, I'm getting on my draft stuff, man. I'm getting on it. Rise Kamara, thank you for the super chat. You said, yo, Sim, from today, I will look for us to become the Leon Rose Knicks Mafia. Knicks Mafiosos. Much love, Rowan Barrett and the French Prince. And let me get down to my last one. If I can get this thing, if I can get to see it. I thank everybody for the super chats, man. I really appreciate you guys tonight. You know what I'm saying? Holding me down. You know what I mean? Holding me down as it's getting late into the evening. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys. And I can't even see who this last super chat is from. But I just, you know, I can't see it. So I want to thank you anyway. Even though I can't see it, I'm going to try to go back and get it if I can so that I can get the super chat in, man. But I appreciate you. You know, whoever it was that did the super chat. I appreciate you for the super chat. I do want to take a quick look at this article that I'm looking at that says and when I find that super chat, my man, I'll shout you out in another video when I can read it. For whatever reason, the YouTube studio, I can't see it good. Okay, so I apologize for that. But Leon Rose did speak to the Knicks this morning. Said Leon Rose leaves a big impression in his first Knicks meeting. This is by Mark Berman. All right, so let's take a listen. I'm going to read this out to you. Kevin Knox liked what he heard from Leon Rose. The new Knicks president addressed the players at the Monday morning shoot-around in Terrytown to rally the club with a "we're all in this together" type of message. Rose, the former head of creative artist agencies, the basketball department. Rose, the former head of creative artist agencies basketball department, was officially announced as the president on Monday. Knox got the feeling he's ready to bond with the players by traveling to all the road games. In Rose's speech, Knox indicated Rose also detailed all the travails of the Knicks, 18-42 entering Monday night, have faced, including the personal loss of Reggie Bullock's sister, Dennis Smith Jr.'s stepmother, and Julius Randle's grandmother. He's going to work as hard as possible to make the team better, Knox said before the Knicks hosted the Rockets at the Garden. As a player, that's what you want to hear. He's just here to make us better and the team better. We've been through a lot of ups and downs this year, coaching changes, president changes, family tragedies. He wants to stick with us, make sure we get better as a team. Obviously, we're tired of losing. I think he's going in the right direction. Rose only had one current client this season with CAA, Randle. Frank Ntilikina was with Rose, but parted ways before the season. Knox has yet to talk to Kentucky coach John Calipari whom Rose knows well as he was repped by CAA. He can't make any trades that he can really construct, but he's going to be around, come to the games, on the roads, get to know us better, talk to the coaches and players, Knox said. There's a little time left in the season. All the conversation we have now can really reflect next year. Interim coach Mike Miller said the theme of Rose's speech was just give him time to get in and have a chance to really evaluate things and see things start moving. I think it was just introductory. It was just everybody getting to know each other and that we're all in here together. Rose also met with Miller and the coaching staff, but the interim coach would not say if the talk centered on a boosted minutes for young players across the final 22 games. Miller's future for next season looks bleak to come back as the head coach, but he has performed well enough to earn consideration. Blah, 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 blah. According to Miller, his approach is always the same. But, you know, Leon Rose spoke to the team, and we'll see what comes of it, man. We'll see what comes of it. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel the way the last caller felt. I'm going to take one more call, then I'm going to get to the guys that's in the chat. Those guys look like they're falling asleep on me. I see Isaiah Gomes is in there. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, what's good, son? I'm calling from Long Island.
What's good with you, bro? How you feeling?
What's good? I just want to say, like, with the Knicks job, it's not as hard as people are making it seem. We have assets. We have future. Now, we have financial flexibility. And all we really need to do is play the youngins and stop focusing on Taj Gibson, Alfred Payton, and Randall. My problem with Mike Miller is I like Mike Miller when he came into the job. But as of late, he's focused more on his winning record rather than actually developing the youngins. Tonight was a good night, but I felt like it was RJ's night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. You said it was RJ's night. I mean, you felt like it was RJ's night, but
like RJ's been playing these minutes the whole season. But where's Trier? I know Kenny Williams is injured, but he wasn't even getting minutes prior to the injury. Whereas Ignas, we're not even calling him up. Dude the other night set like 19 assists in the G League. You heard about that?
He had yes, I did see that. Yeah.
We're in March now. The season is over next month. When are we gonna start actually developing these youngins? You know what I mean? Like, we can't be out here having Taj Gibson starting still. Like, it's just common sense at the end of the day. Like, we need to actually start.
I mean, did you look at the box score and see the minutes of the guys who played tonight? Okay, so Alonzo Trier didn't play. He's a young guy. He didn't play. Right? Frank Ntilikina, he was Frank Ntilikina, Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett. All three of those guys were in the game down the stretch.
I need Frank to start. I need Robinson to start. I need Randall to go. I don't know.
So let me ask you this. Well, let me ask you this. Mitchell Robinson played 24 minutes tonight. Frank Ntilikina played 28 minutes tonight. The starting point guard played 19 minutes tonight. What is Frank Ntilikina going to get out of starting? You know, I mean, he played 28 minutes. What more is he going to get out of starting? I think ending the game is more important than starting the game.
No, definitely.
Right? I mean, what's he going to get out of starting that he's not going to get? You know, that he's not going to get. You know, because he only played 28 games.
We need to see like if the kid's a starter or not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand what you mean by like ending the game is more important and all that. But at the end of the day, we got to start seeing what we really have. Frank could be we already know what's up. I don't really see Trey as a starter. Like, Trey's off the bench, but dude's not even playing. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, I feel like he should be playing. I agree with you there. I feel like he should be playing.
Like, that's like not good. We need a coach that's like actually gonna care about our players' development, and I just don't see that from Mike Miller. And as far as Leon Rose, like, as I was saying, he just needs to be patient. Real Knicks fans aren't expecting a playoff team next year. Like, we just want to see development from RJ, Knox, and Robinson and Frank. I'm pretty sure most Knicks fans would be happy with that. And yeah.
Okay. All right. But, hey, I appreciate your call, man. Right, it's man late. Man, get to my man Gomes over here. Gomes, sorry it took so long for me to get to you, man, but I'm coming around to you now. Hey, Gomes, could you do me a favor? Could you move the mic I mean, not the mic. Could you move the camera so we can see your face? Like, we can only see your forehead right now. You know, if you could, like, maybe lower the camera or something like that. Gomes, what's going on, man? There you go. That's a little bit
can
better.
you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, so the only thing I want to make sure is that Leon Rose has to get his instinct away from his thinking and not be an agent, be a GM. What I mean by that is trade DSJ, keep Frank, draft a point guard, cut everyone who is on a 2 year the team option thing, trade Randall for maybe a packet of chips and maybe some sauce as well, and then start just playing the young guys and just look forward. And if Melo comes back to the Garden, we are losing for the next 100 years. I can guarantee you that
Okay.
because he's
All
a
right.
loser.
All right. So what are you thinking
That's all.
about Leon Rose, man?
No, I don't think anything about Leon Rose. The first trade or the first signing which he makes will determine if he is anything good or not. As simple as that. The first signing is enough. For example, Phil Jackson signed Lamar Odom, who was on crack. So we knew that Phil Jackson was high as hell, so he couldn't do anything. So that's how you find out. As simple as that. The first move itself, you know whether a person is good or not. Because determining the direction is what matters at the end of the day. Anybody can make some moves and get 50 wins. Getting 50 wins in the NBA is not a very big thing if you're a good team. But winning the championship is very tough. That's what we found out. One season we made the playoff, we made the second round, we won 54 games, and after that we were nowhere to be found. So that is easy to do. The tough thing to do is sustained excellence. And for sustained excellence, you need a person with clear vision, clear out all the useless garbage which is in the franchise. Fire Perry, fire anyone who was here, fire everybody who was here, literally everybody, and then fire everyone who's on the team option. Don't bring back any cap. Don't bring back any cap. It's not needed. Or if you want to bring back cap, get first round picks and get all the dumps like Gorgie Gang and all these kind of useless people who anyway will not play anything, and just don't let them play. Tell them, please sit at home, we'll pay you the money. We want to develop our players like Memphis did to Iguodala. Please don't play. You also don't want to play. We also don't want you to play because we are just here for getting the picks for you. As simple as that. Keep it a business thing. We don't need to play minutes if you are on the roster. We just saw with Iguodala in Grizzlies.
Okay. So basically, you just want Leon Rose to break it all down to the bare bones and then build it back up. That's basically what you want. Break it down to the very last compound. If I could throw a hip hop reference in there, right? We're gonna break it down to the very last compound, and then we're gonna build it back up. That's basically what you want Leon Rose to do.
Yeah, because that is the type of assets you have. You have 7 first round picks and you can get 1 or 2 more first round picks with the pieces you have. So that is how you should approach it, because you are in a situation where you are getting below 25 wins. So from here you have to break it down only. You cannot makeshift because your foundation is not good. If you are like the team like Brooklyn Nets and you have like 35-40 wins, then you can say that okay, we are going after free agent, this, that, all this kind of thing, because we have some foundation. We have at least 3 to 4 people who can play decent minutes. But here the foundation itself is not there. So without a foundation, you put even LeBron here. LeBron with this team cannot win a championship. As simple as that. Because he cannot. Who is there to support him? Nobody is there.
Okay. All right.
That is how it works.
All right. We'll see. You probably, I don't know what time did you get a chance to see the game? You probably didn't get a chance to see the game.
Yeah, I saw the game. Yeah.
You did. Okay. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I felt good about it, and what I felt about the most important point was Randall needs to go. That is what the best point, like, which came to my mind was, because for me Randall is a person who is suited to be a sixth man on a team which has a weak front court. So that is how it should be. He's not a starter in this league, actually, according to me.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a nice win tonight. We'll see if we can back it up.
Yeah, I'm happy about it.
Yeah, we'll see if we can back it up. I want to ask Light what he thinks about Leon Rose. Light, what do you think about Leon Rose, man? About what he said today and everything.
I mean, he's saying all the right things. I think the one thing that I actually applaud him for not doing the press conference rollout that the Knicks usually do when they bring in anybody new, because I felt like it showed a certain level of savvy, not to shout out savvy, but the fact that he understood that if he got in front of the cameras, he was setting himself up or opening himself up for that cross-examination. And we've seen in the past that nobody wants to root for the Knicks, so they're real quick to eviscerate him. He would have got inundated with questions that would have painted him into a corner. So by him releasing his statement, saying what he had to say, he effectively controlled his own narrative. So we can feel one way or another about what he said, but he was smart enough to let it be what he said and not end up like Steve Stout, or this is Steve Stout, right? Where he gets up there and is asked questions that he doesn't have answers to and is forced to say things that he's unprepared for. You see what I'm saying? So, as far as everything he said, it all sounded good. The fact that he made it a point to point out the patience, the fact that he pointed out culture, it almost sounded like he listens to MBK, because a lot of the points he was hitting with things that we've all said in this chat numerous times, and which is not surprising, because I think if you've been following the team and you're aware of what's happening, it's a no-brainer. Everybody kind of sees what we need and what we need to do. Exactly. So I'm not mad at it. And at this point, all we can do is kind of wait and see and hope for the best,
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. I'm not mad at it. I'm in due time he's gonna come out and talk to everyone. You know what I'm saying? And like I was saying to that caller, it might be he wants to do his evaluations, have his plan together, so when he does face the media, he's got the answers to the questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's got the answers.
Like I said, no, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, so, then he's got the answers. So hopefully, that's his idea. That's his plan.
Exactly. It's we've heard the rollout, and we got the used car salesman with Fizdale, and we had, the rollout of the new players, and everybody says the sexy statements. But like I said, he was at the game. He's been talking to the players. Knox said that he's been traveling with the team and kind of getting to know who's there and who's not. So I like the fact that he's internally involved more than he is externally.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
I think we're moving in the right direction so far, as far as we can tell,
Right. I mean, and look, as much as we hate the way that the season went, let's look at it on the flip side, right? And we got 19 wins on the season. Maybe we end up with 20-something wins. All right, let's say we end up with 24 wins. That's 7. If we ended up with 24 wins, that's 7 wins more than last season. Okay. Now, a lot's going to depend. Okay, who do we bring back? Did we find some pieces in this 24-win season? Right. I think we talked about that before. Did we find some pieces that we're going to move forward with? So let's just say you do. Let's say you find a couple pieces that you're going to move forward with, right? That you want to keep.
Yeah.
You got a 2 draft picks in this draft. Okay, that you can, you can draft, you can maneuver to do other things. You have cap flexibility, and you got what they say, 7 draft picks in the next 5 years. So if you got 2 draft picks in this draft, you got 5 more draft picks over the next 4 years. I mean, we're in a situation where if it's done right, we have all of the assets, we have cap flexibility, we have some young pieces that we can really start to move and build forward. You know what I'm saying? Even though we had a season that, seems like it was disastrous, changing coach, changing president, only 19 wins on the season. Maybe we only end up with 24 wins. While it seems, disastrous, we're still in a pretty good situation to build.
I think that if this Leon guy has been a scout or an agent, if he's been an agent for as long as he's been, agents have to acquire and recognize talent before everyone else so that they can get these guys before everyone else. So I'm hoping that he's able to look at our team and notice things like the chemistry between RJ Barrett and Frank Ntilikina and see that as something that you want to build with more so than maybe a big name or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Because we're not going to get the big names off top. We have to, like he's even said in his statement, we have to build internally and be patient with our process. So I'm hoping that he watched tonight's game. Well, obviously he did, and noticed that chemistry, that bond between those guys really gelling.
Yeah, definitely. Let me get to Nate and then Isaiah, and then I'm going to start heading out. Nate.
What's up, brother man?
What's up with you, man? How you feeling?
Oh, man, I just got off work. I didn't see the game, but I just saw the highlights on ESPN. Hey, man, Barrett had himself a game.
He had a game tonight. Man.
Yeah,
probably his best game as a Knick. Obviously his best game as a Knick because he won the game for the team. But
very efficient. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your take, man? Real quick, what's your take on Leon Rose?
I mean,
so far,
like I told you earlier during the day. I mean, he was a former agent, so the guy knows talent. He knows the players. He knows how to go out and recruit. The problem is that we got to create the foundation before we try to recruit. You know, we gotta get the coach. We gotta show the Knicks that the Knicks are back in the sense of the image. You know, and then we got to figure out who we're gonna keep on the roster. And then, you know, draft picks, free agency, you know, G League. It's going to be all talent acquisitions. You know, we're going to have to get more talent on this team, and then we got to win, man. I mean, it's as simple as this.
Well,
we got to win.
Obviously, it's as simple as that. You got to win, man. Hopefully, we're in for a big summer. I'm going to give a big shout out to Grave. I was able to get your super chat up. Thank you for the super chat. You said Leon Rose wasn't playing tonight. Well, I mean, you know, he said he wasn't playing around tonight. I mean, you know, I don't know what he said to the players or whatnot, but, you know, seems like they responded. Man. So we can get some last words in here. Isaiah, you there? I don't know where Isaiah's at. There he goes. I don't know what he's doing. Isaiah, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, Sim?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. About to get these last words in so I can get up out here.
Sim, tonight was the night. This is one hell of a night, man. Yeah. Listen, man, RJ Barrett, fantastic. Frank Ntilikina, fantastic. Mitchell Robinson. This is what I'm talking about. This is how we should play for the rest of the season, man. And I'm not talking about just win-wise, but this is how we should play with the young guys and all these guys. This is what it's about, Sim. This is what makes everybody feel good. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of things, you know. And you know, with Leon Rose, I'm with Light when it comes to, like, you know, with him not doing the press conference. I thought that was a real good move. I thought it was a real good move that we didn't have that press conference, and he just wants to work. And you know what, Sim? I'm happy, man. I can't complain about this night.
Nah, hopefully not. Hopefully not, man. Nothing to complain about.
Hey, listen, I want to say something, one more thing too, Sim. I'm starting the trend of sleeping on the chat because my boy Savvy is knocked out. He's having a great old sleep. The Knicks won. He drunk his little milk. He's good to go. My boy Savvy is.
Yeah, what he drunk? Some warm milk or something? Savvy is gone, man.
Savvy drunk some warm milk. You know, he is good to go. And that's how you should end your night, everybody. Just the way Savvy is. Nice and sleep.
I'm keeping him right up on here. This is how I'm going to end the night. I'm ending the night with Savvy knocked out. And I'm taking this little piece of the video and I'm posting it on Twitter too. Gone. Look at him. For the world to see. We still got 449 people in here watching Savvy knocked out.
Yeah, man.
it's funny. But hey, let me get up out of here, man.
Oh man, Savvy.
Look at him.
Savvy, what are you doing, baby?
Gone. Look at him. Knocked out.
Yo, Savvy done got that warm Cambodian breast milk and just went knocked out.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yo, Sim, we gotta know, man, we gotta wake my man up, man.
Ain't no waking him up. He can't wake him up. He's gone. He's knocked out.
Oh man, Savvy, wake up, man. You got the prayer beads on. Wake up, Savvy.
But yo, I'm gonna get up out of here, man.
Hey, man, shout out to RJ Barrett, man. This kid, man, I hope everybody got put on notice about my boy, man. My son, Guillermo boys.
Yeah. Hey, get real quick, man. 30 seconds. I'm going around everybody real quick. 30 seconds. Last words. Go ahead, Isaiah.
Listen, shout out to the Knicks, man. This was this was the best. This was literally the best win of the year. This is how I like this best win of the year. I don't care. Shout out to Savvy. Shout out to Brother Light. Shout out to Gomes. Shout out to Nate. Shout out to Guillermo. That's how we end the night, man. Shout out to you, Simeon.
All right, no doubt. Peace, man. Peace. Light, give us a quick 30 seconds, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, this is the playoffs for us, man. We up 1-0. Let's see how we do.
That's it.
It was good to get a dub, and hopefully this is the beginning of a beautiful future.
All right, man. Peace.
All right.
Have a good
Peace.
one. Gomes. Where'd Gomes go? There we go. Gomes.
Yeah,
Quick, last words, man. Give me some quick last words. Go ahead.
Yeah, instead of milling for cotton, at least can we be in a good flower field smelling roses? So from mills to rose might be a good change for New York. So it's just hope for us.
Okay. All right, man. All right. Appreciate it. Nate, last words real quick.
Yeah, man. Shout out to RJ Barrett, man. He's really starting to shine, and that's going to be one of the big reasons why we turn around this franchise. Hey, what happened to Spike Lee? Did Spike Lee get kicked out or something, or what? I read something on the Bleacher.
I don't, I'm not sure. I didn't even see. I have to check that out.
Okay,
I don't know.
saw something on there, so I'll check it out.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right, man.
All right, later. We get to Guillermo. Guillermo, quick last words, man.
First and foremost, Isaiah, stop taking my line. I came up with the line. That's my son. Sim heard me say this at the game. He was like, yo, you have a son? I was like, no, it's RJ Barrett. That just colloquial. So stop taking my line. You're from Connecticut. You guys don't have any cap. Should even be a state. But anyway, salute to you guys, man. I'm very interested to see who Leon Rose is going to hire, how he's going to build his team. And I'm going to do my research on every person he hires around for the organization because this is really pivotal. Yeah, pivotal.
Definitely
time
pivotal.
Knicks. So, salute to you. Have a good night. And peace out.
Peace, man. Have a good one, bro. It's definitely pivotal, man. And Savvy, let Savvy get your last words in. I guess his last words is going to be a snow. I'm putting it right up here. That's Savvy's last words. That's his last words for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm assuming that you all are going to be looking just like this in a couple of minutes, man. I'm out of here. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Oh, no, wait a minute. Not tomorrow. I'll catch you guys while I try to do a game. I'm going to do a game preview tomorrow or tomorrow night. And then I'll be doing, Wednesday, the Knicks play the Utah Jazz. All right, we'll see if the Knicks can do something against the Utah Jazz. Be nice to get a third win in a row and the second win versus a playoff team. All right, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Be peaceful. Have a good week. And you ain't never going to catch me sleeping. Peace.